Then drop your name, where you're checking in from. Your name will be a part of it already. You don't have to put that in there. But let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time it is, where you are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome back. Beautiful morning. Let's get prepared for our blessings. Good morning. And we have Logan loves Fortnite. Nope, it's not purple, it's green, buddy. Sorry about that. But thanks for checking in, Logan. Welcome to the morning. How you doing today? Where you checking in from? What time do you have? It is currently 4:55 here. We are about to do this walk, get it done. Nice. We are about to build our energy this morning, build on our destiny, work towards our goals. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. Make sure you please do me a favor in the chat. Go ahead, drop in your location, what time it is, where you're checking in from, and let's get up, people. Let's get up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got to get up and get going, people. I know for some of us it's early. For others, we may have already been up for the night. Either way, we have stuff to do. We need to get started. We need to get working. And what do we work on here, people? We work on ourselves. We do constantly. This morning, we're going to talk about faith and experience. Faith and experience, people. How do those two things work together? Well, we're going to figure it out this morning. It takes faith and experience to propel yourself forward. It's amazing how many things we can go back to looking at through the child's eyes and see how they demonstrate faith and experience time and time again, and how it's what we look to help them build. We encourage it. We seek it out for them. And we have to do it for ourselves. As we get older, there becomes this experience has a tendency to build in more weariness, more trepidation, more concern, where what experience should be doing is creating more bold, determined, excited knowledge of what we can do. As you check in, guys, as I said before, go ahead, drop in where you're at, what time it is where you are, so we can learn about this faith and experience, and we can share it together, guys. Faith and experience is what will always push us forward. Faith and experience will be key to being able to not only move forward, but to design it. Make sure, as you check in this morning, drop where you're at, what time it is where you are. It is 4:58 in the morning here in the Delmarva. Welcome in, guys. Let's talk about faith and experience. Let's talk about how it can help change your life, move your life forward, make it more impactful, more powerful. Let's take a look at the top of this hill, people, and good morning. For those of you who have a tendency to watch on a regular, thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are new, thank you as well for being here. I'm going to jump right into what faith and experience is about, guys. Faith is the ability to see things, seek out things, and believe in things that are unseen, right? So, Tamsworth, the silence in nature is admirable. It's great It's absolutely memorable. Good morning. Thank you for stopping in. Where you're checking in from, what time is it where you are? Thank you for being here. These morning walks are phenomenal. I love them. So faith and experience has the ability to work with us. Faith is for the unseen, for the things that you have not seen yet. Experience gives you the confidence to imagine the things that you have not seen yet. If you've ever played a game, so one of the things that I do in my house, and for a lot of you guys who come here, you already know my wife and I have 7 children. We play games with the children, and games where they have to do things like imagine names, imagine animals, even come up with adjectives or verbs. They're limited because they haven't had the experience of these things. They've learned the concept of an adjective, of a verb. They know what a name is. But when we tell them to come up with names, they come up with names of characters that they've seen either on television or in a show, or someone they know personally, or even their own name. But it's difficult for them to imagine or to come up with a name of their own creation, or a name like they don't have a deep well of names to pull up. So as we go through this learning process and growth process, what we do is we gain this knowledge, but what are we doing with it? So we'll learn more names. We get to know more people. You get to know Khalids and Jennifers and Michaels and Adams and all types of people. But as children, they don't. And so what do we have to do as we learn this information, as we get this experience? Well, as we gain this experience, we use this experience to create a unseen. We have to use it to imagine something that hasn't been there before, right? That's how we go from Sean and Amy having a baby named Shamey, right? or how we go from, I don't know, give me a name, guys. Give me a male and female name that we can blend together and makes it experience. Very official to be spiritual person. Thank you, Adeline. And so this is what experience teaches us, right? This is what we get from experience. From experience, we get the ability to be able to put into our lives, put into our existence imagination. And it is imagination that allows for us to create the future we want to see. So I often tell my children, live the dream. And my oldest son is 15, and he's starting to get it. Like, he's starting to get the concept. But I'll tell you what's funny, and they always say that girls mature faster than boys. My oldest daughter is 13. She's already got the vision. Like, she's like, look, listen, I'm about to ask you for something. I don't know what the answer's gonna be, but here we go. And so she starts with understanding that she needs to be able to envision what she wants. In order to even ask for anything remotely close to it, we have to do the same. This comes through experience, people. This comes through us being able to understand where we've been, where we want to go, how we're going to achieve it. And then faith, that's the stepping stone. That thing that walks my daughter into me and my wife's room and is like, hey, I want to go here and I want to go at this time. I'm looking to make this happen, right? Here are the things that I've done to prepare myself. Let's go, right? That faith and that belief in the ability to make it happen is what allows for the unforeseen or the imagined to start to become tangible. and doable. If we do not possess the ability, and this is why experience is important, if we do not possess the ability to live the experience, if we do not possess the ability to go out and say, hey, this is what it looks like for me, because I've been through similar things. I've been here before. I've had experiences before. If we lack the ability to just be able to envision the next move, then we can't have faith in taking the next step because we can't see it. You can't. So if faith, right? If faith is for the strength to venture into the unknown and to be able to produce the unseen, if you can't imagine it, you can't go towards it, which is why so many people, so many of us have worked with empty faith. Because I have faith that God is going to come through. I have faith that we can get this done. Based on what? Come through with what? Get what done how? You have to be able to imagine. You have to be able to create the environment in which these things can happen. I grew up in a church. I grew up in churches as a young man where everything was based on having faith that being poor, I would be taken care of by God. Like, well, why do I have these arms and legs? What am I missing, right? And so that's important because faith is going to beg that we also do our part. Are we going to stand up and take the steps? Are we going to have the experience to go out and to take on the challenges to achieve what we have the faith that we can, to achieve the things that we have the faith we believe we can do, right? Thank you very much. And so here's what we do. Here's how we do. We have to come out and we have to understand that having faith, right? Having the belief. Good to see you again, Kevin. Good morning. Having the belief that we can achieve and get things done is phenomenal. It's great. But not being able to see it limits us. Because if we don't have the imagination from experience on the way things can be taken care of, if we don't have the ability to develop a plan or a vision from experience, then our faith is blind, right? So when we talk about blind faith means that, hey, here's where I'm going, and I don't know what's between here or there, but I know I'm getting there. Blind faith doesn't mean, hey, I'm stepping off the edge of this cliff. I can see it's ground down there. I don't know what's going to stop me, but here we go. That's not the same. That's not the same as faith. Walking into danger unprepared, ill-prepared, not taking with you the knowledge and the experience of the things that have come before you is not faith. And so we have to be able to have faith. We have to be able to have experience, which feeds the imagination, which creates the journey. And then we need to be able to step out on that. And we have to have faith in not only God, but in our ability to get there, right? So why is this so important? Because if we're living someone else's vision, if someone else is the experience that we have, someone else's life, someone else's troubles, someone else's hard times, if we're living and we're accepting and we are, if we're living through the difficulties in the life that someone else had, and we're living their vision, and we're dealing with the things they dealt with, we're behind, right? For example, when we go out, I don't know how many of you remember trying to get your first job. I do. Oh man, I'm 52. So not only were they not paying much, but I was happy to get it. I went to a fast food restaurant and they were like, hey, do you have any experience? Now at this point, you could work at 14 with a work permit. I was like, experience at what? I'm 14. They were like, well, you know, we need somebody with experience. I did not have enough experience in life alone, just in life, not in food service. I didn't have enough life experience to know how to be able to explain the experience necessary in order to be able to work in a fast food restaurant. I do now, but I'm not looking to work at a fast food restaurant now. So what is the experience that they're talking about? Well, we all have a life experience. What do we learn from our life? There was this, I don't know, one of these pay-as-you-go colleges had a commercial where they literally said, we will now give you credit for your life experience. Like that was a major step. Of course you're gonna give me credit for my life experience. If I spent my last 8 years of my life working in hotels, you better not ask me to pass your test on hotel beverage management. I've done the work. I've already done it. I've already know it, right? So what is this that we were talking about? So what are we learning through faith and experience? Experience allows for us to build the imagination of the dream, of the life that we want to see. It allows for us to design and understand purpose and what our calling is and where we should be going. And faith is what we use to journey along that path, understanding that we're headed somewhere, we're getting something done. And faith must be a part of your walk daily, right? Faith isn't mystical. So what people have a tendency to do is they take faith and they put it in a church. They take faith and they attach it to Jesus so that, hey, you can only have faith in God. God is the only one who can be there for you. And then they turn it around and they say for yourself, you have to have belief. You have to believe in yourself. That's what faith is. It's a belief system. So if you have faith that God can provide, if you have faith that God can support you and carry you, then you also have faith that you can achieve the things that God has put inside of you to do. This is important for us to wake up. When it says we walk by faith, not by sight, then this entire walk that we're taking, this entire journey that we're on, this entire experience is about us understanding that the steps that we take and the things that we do are driven by this faith. And it's not just, don't keep giving your life and your thoughts and your experiences and everything away to hardship. Because for so many things, people think only experiences in the world are bad experiences. Oh, you have to learn from experience. They tell people you can't write a song yet because you haven't been through anything. You haven't experienced any pain. It's not about experiencing pain. There are more things in life to experience than pain. There's joy, there's elation. I have a 2-year-old daughter who has zero fear of the ocean because it's just more water to her. As soon as she got over her little fear of being in the tub because it was loud, she will run to the ocean. Why? Because she is elated. She watched her older sisters get in the tub and play with toys, and she loves it. So a swimming pool, she tries the pool. She's never been in a situation where water has been bad. So the experience of doing well, the experience of joy, of appreciation has created in her this desire, this vision of water's good. Also, when she jumps in the pool, I catch her and we go around. She hasn't been to the bottom. She hasn't almost drowned. She doesn't have any fear of jumping into the water. My wife has gotten video of us at the pool where she literally just walks up to the edge. I go 1, 2, 3. She's like, yeah, we're not doing 2, 3 anymore. 1, let's go. Into the water she goes. Doesn't matter if I'm looking or not. She's developed a faith that, hey, I'm going to be good and this is going to be good. That's the faith that we need to walk by when we know that the things that are in place, when we know that God is where God has always been, and we have the experience to know the things that we're doing and the walk that we're taking and the experiences that we have are leading us to something where we're supposed to be. When we apply those things to our life, we walk like we know it. And it's a part of our everyday life. It's not a part of occasionally. Why is this important? Because these things have to be applied with discipline. I'm not here to tell you that you're going to walk out here and God's going to take away all of your hardships. It's not what it means. He will empower you. He will give you the ability to endure them. That's what perseverance is. This is why we talk about discipline, because discipline is an act of faith in any area of your life. But you have to first be able to understand there's somewhere I'm trying to get to. My experiences have created for me the ability to imagine an outcome, to create an outcome I'm seeking, and then to journey along that path. And how many of us have started down a path towards what we thought was the right way, what we thought was the thing we wanted to see. But as we traveled, our experience grows and grows and grows. And as that experience grows, that faith that we're standing on takes us to something greater. That's not an accident. It's not an accident. That's how faith works. I'm going to do the work on me necessary to get this job. I'm going to do the work on me necessary to pass this course. I'm going to do the work on me necessary for me to be in the physical condition I want to be in. And then as we start to step out and we design this plan, because we've done things before. I've done push-ups, I've done squats, I've worked a job, I've been to a library, I know how to read. As we start to travel, as we start to work, this faith that we started with, that we use to push us on a daily basis, it starts to grow. The experience starts to grow. The finish line gets closer, but it also becomes better. So for those of us who's like, okay, well, I need to get this information so I can get this position at my job because it's going to pay me $5 more an hour. Every dollar an hour you make is about $2,000 a year. And so now you're like, I'm gonna be making $10,000 more. I just need to get into this position. But then as you're traveling that path and you're taking on those challenges and you're walking in faith with this $10,000 a year goal in your future, another company reaches out and say, hey, what you do for your company, we pay $25,000 more a year for. That's how faith works. It doesn't work because you sit back and you complain about your job and you lament about how bad it is and you keep praying to Jesus, Jesus, help me. Jesus, save me. Jesus, I need you. Jesus got you. God's been there. He's been helping you. He's been leading you. He's been guiding you. But what have you been doing? Have you been moving? This is what it means when faith meets experience. Don't just think it's something for you to go to church and ask for your bills to be paid. It is a way of life. It is a walk. And we have to not just have it when we go to church and we need something. We need to live by it. We need to start taking the word belief away. We need to stop dealing with belief. I believe. And we need to start dealing with faith. We have to have it, people. And I'm encouraging you this morning to continue to work on it, continue to develop it. What we talk about here at BNV Finance Fixers is about discipline. And discipline does not work without faith. There are 4 pillars to discipline, people. It starts with repetition. Repetition is followed up by patience. Understanding that it's not going to drop into your lap this morning when you wake up. That's going to be followed up by consistency. Consistency are the acts that you take. They're the things that you do, the way that you walk, the way that you behave, the way that you grow, how you manage your plan and your development. And then that is going to be followed up in turn by perseverance. It's where you endure. It's the part of the journey where you say to yourself, I get it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to fall in my lap. I don't know what's going to happen next. I've done the work. They picked somebody else for that job for $10,000 more dollars a year. They picked somebody else. Oh, I did everything I needed to do. I didn't get the grade I was expecting. These are the experiences that we learn from, not just the bad, but from the good ones. Learning from the experiences of, oh, I need this job, and I went and I talked to him, and I got it. Because I learned what I needed to learn. I had faith that the experience that I had in my household, the experience that I had throughout my life speaks volumes. The work that I've done with my children, preparing them for classes and taking their teams places they need to go. The work that I did in school as a child, being a volunteer and an organizer, those are experiences. And they help me believe that walking out and getting my first job based on the time that I spent volunteering and working with others is going to allow for me to achieve my goal. They have to be applied with discipline, people. We're not going to just wake up in the morning and someone's going to be standing there saying, hey, here, your wishes are granted. Stop looking for a genie and start looking for the genesis, the beginning of your own journey. Say it again, people. Stop looking for a genie and start looking for the genesis of your own journey. Understand that the beginning is there. And then every time you start over, no different than every book of the Bible, it's building on experience. It's not about going back and rewriting the whole book. It's not about throwing away everything that you've already done. It's not about giving up. Starting over is giving you the opportunity to take the experiences that you already have and use them to be ahead. Moving to a new job is not starting over, it's moving up. And we need to understand that in order for us to do it, experience should build within us the belief, the faith that we have the ability to achieve what's in front of us. And then we need to walk daily in that faith. Faith needs to be applied in every area of our life. It needs to be applied in our faith. It needs to be applied in our spiritual walk. It needs to be applied within our family. We have to have faith that our children are going to be who they're supposed to be based on the actions we take and we share with them and the knowledge that we share. We have to have faith that our careers, what we do in our jobs, is going to be taken care of because the experience that we have and the steps that we take. Faith is applied to every area. It's not just applied to, hey, it's a tough time, but I got faith. I got faith God is going to take care. We have to apply it. We have to understand it. We have to know it. We have to live in it. We have to walk in it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for being in. Thank you for stopping in, guys. I appreciate you being here. I want to continue to encourage you. I want to continue to let you know that walking in faith and applying discipline to your life is very important. And the importance of applying this discipline to your life and walking in faith is that in order for you to achieve something, you must have an idea of what it is you're trying to achieve. And experience builds and gives you this ability. Experience is how you are able to imagine the possibilities that you were unable to do so before. Good brother Ryan, welcome in this morning. RKS, welcome in, good morning. Cindy, good morning, thank you for stopping in. Hey Cindy, why did you ask that question? Did I vote for Trump? Why did you ask that question? It's an interesting question to have. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I'm not sure you're still here, Cindy. Hey, Ryan, thank you very much. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. I would love to have you a part of these morning walk and talks. What we're talking about this morning is faith and experience. And the reason we're talking about faith and experience is because faith and experience put together allow for us to grow and do great things. Just wondering if I want to stop. Well, don't base it off who I voted on. Base it off whether or not what you're hearing is impactful to your life. Because here's something I don't do, and everyone who's ever been here can tell you. Ryan's been here before, RKS has been here before. Everything that I do in my life is based off of my belief, my faith, and my purpose, right? And if someone is telling you that you have to base who you listen to, right, or dependent on who they voted for, they're distracting you and they're separating you from your purpose. And this is the biggest thing I talk about here, is don't let someone distract you. If I came in here, it doesn't matter if you came in here and the discussion was about Biden, Obama, Clinton, Trump, Reagan, Bush. Don't let anybody distract you from your purpose. More important than who I voted for is, what are you looking to do with your life, Cindy? You can say bye, and I understand if you want to say bye, and I'm not going to fault you for it. But everyone I'm talking to in this chat, everyone who's here to grow, everyone who's here to grow within their life and to understand their purpose and drive, don't let distractions remove you from that. Don't let someone tell you who you voted for is more important than who you are. When there's something like an election, there's something like someone who is not in your family to separate you from your family, that's not a good thing. This is what I'm trying to share with you about purpose. This is what I mean about walking in faith. This is what I mean about having the experience to know what's in your future, having the ability to be able to imagine the future that you want to see. If you can't, and I say this all the time, if you don't have a purpose for your life, someone else does, and they will have you do it. Distraction, immigration policy, distraction. So I'm going to take a moment and we're going to talk about this just for a moment, because I believe that there may be others out there who need to hear this message. If someone is telling you that the immigration policy has more to do with your future than your ability to work on yourself and to do better with yourself and to grow yourself, then they are trying to mislead you. I don't care who you voted for. I really don't. Do you know why? Because it doesn't matter who's in office. What you have to do for you doesn't change. I'm 52 years old. It took me a long time to understand that what I did with my life, where I went with my life, how I grew myself and my family was based on my experience, my faith, and the work that I did. It is not based on who's in office. They're still selling cars. There were immigrants coming into this country 50 years ago when I was born. They had a policy then. There's a policy that was in place ago, hundreds of years ago when this country was founded. There was a policy in place. And then they had forced immigration because they needed people to build the country. If we work on it, if we don't get caught up in the distractions, if we stop allowing the distractions to tell us how we need to live and what we need to do and how we need to think, then we can focus on our own things. How much time do we spend talking about things that don't benefit us, don't edify us, don't grow us, don't give us more strength, don't give us more power, don't allow for us to build the legacy for the families that we want to see? When you start talking about Trump, Obama, and Biden, when you start talking about Reagan, the Bushes, when you talk about Carter, how many of these people do you think their families are impacted by the policies that they keep telling you that you have to worry about? Everyone's their own person, and it doesn't matter who gets elected into office. We have to live our life as we are. That's the problem. You're just talking about Trump, Cindy. Talk about Cindy. What does Cindy want? Where does Cindy want to be? What does Cindy want to do? How is Cindy going to draft her life? What is she crafting for herself? What's Ryan doing, right? What's Black doing? What's RKS doing? What are the things that we're doing for ourselves to craft our own vision, besides worrying about what someone else tell us we should be worrying about? because we shouldn't be living our life in worry. When did life become a worrying game where everything that we talk about and everything we hear about and everything that we deal with is a worry? It's a concern. When do we get to just enjoy our lives? When do we get to focus on, I have 7 children, me personally. I have 7 children and a wife, and I love just sitting down on the sofa and letting my babies climb on me. The work I do on me allows for me to be the man I need to be in my household. My experience and my faith allows for me to have the vision of what's coming up in my future and the things I need to do in order to ensure I'm going to be taken care of. People are talking right now about, hey, what about tariffs? What about what do they say? Inflation. What about a recession? What if all of these things happen? It's too late. It's too late. If you're trying to decide today, if you fall into the ocean and you're like, what do I do if I fall into the ocean? You swim. I don't know how to swim. Then you shouldn't have fell into the ocean. It's not about what you do today. What you do today is for tomorrow. That's your future. That's what faith and experience is about. Faith and experience is about understanding there's work. The work that you do today is for your future. So stop letting people tell you that the thing in front of you right now that may or may not happen is the thing for you to worry about. It doesn't matter. The stock market was booming. The stock market was booming since COVID. People took money, people became millionaires from their COVID checks by putting them into GameStop and putting them into Robinhood. There were more businesses created coming out of COVID than there had been in the years prior, which means if you're over 27 years old, during COVID, when you were 21, you had an opportunity to take advantage of that. Did you? If you didn't take advantage of it then, if you didn't make money when the market was booming, and I can be true with you and honest with you, there's a way to make money when the market is failing. When it's a bear market, there's still a way to make money. If you didn't have the knowledge to make the money then, what have you learned? What experience have you had? How have you grown so that now that the market is going in the other way, you can now start making money? If you know the same thing, if you're in the same place, if you've been asking Trump or Biden, Obama or Clinton, if you've been sitting around asking yourself those questions, then you haven't learned anything. You haven't learned anything of value that's going to increase your value. It's going to improve your life, increase your net worth. You're sitting here looking at things that people tell you are important for you, and they're a distraction. We have to focus on ourselves and where we want to go. And this is what I talk about here. I don't come here to bash anybody. I don't come here to tell you what political party you should be here. I come here to tell you that we both have the same dream. We all have the same dream. I want to be able to live my life, grow, and care for my family. I want to have wealth. You know what wealth is? To be able to spend time with the people you want to, where you want to, when you want to. This is important for people. If you haven't come to understand that there is an important part of developing yourself and developing your walk separate from the fears and the worry that the world would have you take as a part of who you need to be, then you're falling behind. Our experiences happen on a daily basis. What we do today is for our future. The things you do today are not for today. You don't go to work to get paid the moment you do the work. They don't come to you every minute and start handing you nickels and dollars because your time is being paid for. You get paid at the end of the week. You might get paid at the end of 2 weeks. But the thing you have to understand is if the work we do today for our job is for benefits in the future, it's the same thing for our life. The work that we do today in our life is for the benefit for the future. It's for our future. So what are you working on yourself for your future? That's what's going to be important, guys. Remember, today's walk and talk was about faith and experience. Experience allows for us to create the vision of what we want to achieve. Faith allows for us to walk towards that, not knowing what the outcome will be, but having the faith or belief that we can achieve it. Continue to walk in faith, guys. It was a pleasure having you here this morning. I appreciate you. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. I'll be here every morning on these walk and talks, and I like to see you here. What do we say? Why is Grandpa screaming? Bro did not take his pills today. Off the pills. Oil Man, hey bro, good morning. How are you doing? Adeline, it really is a battle, Craig. I ain't hating. He's funny. Thank you. Thank you, Oil Man. Thank you so much for being in here, guys. Hey bro, how are you doing, Mohammed? Have a good day, Kevin. Thank you, Adeline. Have a great day, guys. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. And I will be seeing you guys next time. Take care. God bless.